So my doctor called me last night to chat because I had requested the lab to do the genetic testing on the 6 untested embryos that I have so far. Because I had been hoping that with the cycle that we just completed going so much better, so much better than the previous 3 cycles, that maybe we wouldn't need to do another one. And so I was hoping that we could start another stim cycle, because they do duo stim at my clinic, and my new doctor clearly does it really well. So and with my AMH plummeting from 5.2 to 1.9 in the last 6 months, I don't think we have time to waste. So I had decided that a few days ago, I had decided that I was gonna start another stim cycle and then do the genetic testing, and the genetic testing would be completed just in time for before the next retrieval, because the testing is done in-house. My clinic has a world-class lab. So my doctor called me and said, I don't think, because of your age, that we'll get enough genetically normal embryos from the 6 you have. He's like, we might get 1, but also he made a good point that what if I have none, which I don't think would be the case, either statistically or because the 2 embryos that weren't supposed to be tested but actually were tested both came back euploid. And for that to happen, for both of them to have come back euploid, given the probability at the 2 ages I was when they were fertilized, there was only a 12.5% chance that both of them would have come back euploid. So far I'm batting 100, which I need to keep reminding myself. But even that could have just been a statistical anomaly. So for me to be comfortable with having enough embryos, I want 6 or more. But I think he made a good point that with our 6 untested embryos, we would have to have 2/3 of them be genetically normal, which probably isn't likely. So I hit pause on doing those genetic tests, and we're going to complete this cycle, and then hopefully we'll have enough. Yeah, and maybe we'll have some good news, because I think without doing this current cycle I've just started, at best I would just be on the cusp of having those 6 euploid embryos that I need to have the family that I want. But because they're not the best grade, in terms of how they look, I would feel even more comfortable if I had an extra one, as an example. So yeah, I don't think that was clear last night with some of the things that I said, in terms of the timing of starting a new cycle on Monday, and then I can't remember what one of the updates was last night, but yeah, so 4 cycles in a row. I feel like this is literally my job. Literally, I've been doing IVF nonstop for over 2 months now, because it's 2 weeks of stims and then a week of waiting, and I've already done 3, so that's 9 weeks of constantly going from doctor's appointment to doctor's appointment, and injection to injection. Oh my God, it's worth it. Trust me, it's worth it. As someone who has a phobia of needles, it's worth it in the end. There is nothing that I wouldn't do to have my future family. which is interesting because like I had a conversation with my therapist from the clinic yesterday. Yeah. And she was saying that my new doctor likes to, for the transfers, he really likes to use progesterone and oil because he finds that it works really well, but a lot of other doctors apparently don't favor it because it's not as like an elegant delivery system. It's, I think, like more painful and messy and things like that. So a lot of other doctors will do other types of progesterone delivery systems. But I don't understand that. Like, to me, the end goal is way more important than the journey to get there. Like, I will go through hell and back to get there. And it's funny because like I've known another lady who's been on this journey, and like she put herself through hell, but she didn't do like absolutely everything she could have done. Not in the slightest. And like it just doesn't make sense to me how some people will put limits on what they're willing to do. For instance, like this lady she had recurrent miscarriages, but her and her partner didn't want to have to pay for IVF, which, like, fair, okay, it's your life, it's your decision. So instead they made a GoFundMe. They're like, you know, probably shouldn't even be saying this, but yeah, I would walk through fire for my kids who aren't even here yet. So anyway, I'm gonna stop my rant. Bye.